Part 1. What is an energetic portal? The term energetic portal may sound mystical, but in simple terms, it refers to a period when your thoughts, emotions, and decisions have a stronger impact than usual. During such times, your awareness increases, your choices become more powerful, your direction in life becomes clearer. This is not about magic, it's about alignment. When you become more conscious of your actions, you naturally begin to shape your future more intentionally. Part 2. The 3-year cycle, 2026 to 2029. The next 3 years are not random. They represent a formation phase, a period where your future foundation is built. 2026, the year of awakening. This is the year of truth. In 2026, you begin to see your life clearly. Illusions start to fade. You recognize what no longer serves you. This can feel uncomfortable. You may experience changes in relationships, shifts in goals, loss of old identities. But this is not destruction. It is clearing space for growth. 2027, the year of transformation. In 2027, things begin to move. You make bold decisions, step into new environments, meet new people. This is where growth accelerates. You are no longer the same person you were before. This year challenges you to take risks, face your fears, expand beyond your limits. 2028 to 2029, the years of results and stability. These years bring the results of your earlier choices. If you acted with intention in 2026 to 2027, you will see progress. You will feel stability. You will find your place. This is where effort turns into reality. Part 3. Why this is a point of no return. A point of no return means that after a certain moment, things cannot go back to the way they were. The decisions you make during this period will define your long-term path. You have 2 options: move forward and evolve, stay the same, and repeat cycles. Moments like this do not come often. Part 4. What you should do right now. This is the most important part. Action. 1. Let go of the past. Release old regrets, emotional burdens, self-judgment. You cannot build a new life while holding on to the past. 2. Set clear intentions. Ask yourself, who do I want to become? What kind of life do I want to live? Write it down. Clarity creates direction. 3. Take action. Start small. Learn a new skill. Improve your health. Invest in knowledge. Progress begins with movement. 4. Face your fears. Fear is not your enemy. It is a signal. Where fear exists, growth exists. 5. Protect your energy. Your environment shapes your future. Limit negative influences. Choose supportive people. Value your time. Part 5. Manifestation. Reality or illusion? Manifestation is often misunderstood. It is not just thinking positively. It is a combination of thought, emotion, action. Without action, nothing changes. Part 6. Can you change your destiny? Yes, but only if you take responsibility. Many people blame circumstances, other people, timing, but the truth is, your choices create your life. Conclusion. This moment in 2026 is not just another date. It is an opportunity. You can 1. Stay the same. 2. Or choose a new direction. The choice is yours. Final thoughts. One day, you will look back and say either, I took the chance and changed my life, or I let the moment pass. Start today. Even a small step matters, because big transformations always begin with small decisions. If you want, I can also turn this into a YouTube script with emotional storytelling. Add more depth to reach a full 40 to 50-minute speech version. Or make it more viral/engaging style like real manifestation videos. Part 7. The illusion of waiting. One of the biggest traps people fall into is waiting. Waiting for the right time, the perfect opportunity, more confidence, more clarity. But here is the truth. There is no perfect moment. The moment becomes perfect only when you decide to act. Most people stay stuck not because they lack ability, but because they delay decisions. Every time you say, "I'll start tomorrow," you train your mind to stay where you are. And over time, that becomes your reality. Part 8. The hidden cost of inaction. Not making a decision is still a decision. When you avoid action, you lose time, you lose momentum, you lose opportunities. But the most important thing you lose is self-trust. Because every time you ignore your inner voice, you weaken your connection with yourself. And without that connection, you begin to live a life that doesn't feel like yours. Part 9. Rewriting your identity. Transformation is not just about changing your habits, it is about changing your identity. Ask yourself, who am I becoming? What kind of person makes the choices I want to make? Because your life follows your identity. If you see yourself as undisciplined, you avoid effort. Unlucky, you avoid risk. Not good enough, you avoid opportunities. But if you shift your identity to someone who takes action, someone who learns, someone who grows, everything begins to change.
Part 10. The power of decision. There is a moment in every transformation where everything changes. It is not when you succeed. It is not when others notice. It is the moment you decide, I am not going back to who I used to be. That decision creates a new path, and once you fully commit, your actions begin to align with your future. Part 11. Breaking old patterns. Most people repeat the same cycles for years. Why? Because patterns are comfortable, even when they hurt. Breaking a pattern requires awareness, courage, consistency. You must notice what keeps repeating in your life, what behaviors lead to the same results, and then choose differently, even if it feels uncomfortable. Part 12. Discipline versus motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. If you rely only on motivation, you act only when you feel good. You stop when things get hard. But discipline means showing up even when you don't feel like it, doing the work even when it's boring. This is what creates real change. Part 13. The role of pain in growth. Pain is often misunderstood. People try to avoid it at all costs. But pain has a purpose. It shows you what needs to change, where you are out of alignment, what you have been ignoring. Growth always comes with discomfort. If you are feeling challenged right now, it may be a sign that you are evolving. Part 14. Creating your new reality. Your reality is not created in one moment. It is created daily, through your thoughts, your habits, your decisions. If you change these 3 things, your life will change, not instantly, but inevitably. Part 15. The next 30 years begin now. The idea that this moment affects the next 30 years is not about magic. It is about direction. The path you choose now determines your habits, shapes your environment, influences your future decisions, and over time, that becomes your life. Part 16. A message to you. Right now, you are at a crossroads. You can feel it. There is a part of you that knows. You are meant for more. You are ready for change. You cannot stay the same.
Do not ignore that voice. That is your intuition. Part 17. What happens if you take action? If you act now, you build confidence, you gain clarity, you create momentum. Your life may not change overnight, but you will change, and that changes everything. Part 18. What happens if you don't? If you ignore this moment, life continues the same patterns repeat, the same frustrations return. Nothing changes until you do. Final conclusion. This is your moment, not because of the date, not because of some external force, but because you are aware, and awareness creates choice. Years from now, you will remember this phase of your life. You will remember the uncertainty, the opportunity, the feeling that something needed to change, and you will remember what you did. So make a decision, not a small one, a real one. Decide who you are, what you stand for, where you are going, and then act on it. Because in the end, your future is not something that happens to you. It is something you create. Portal open until February 20th, final part, the shift that changes everything. Part 19, the silent turning point. There is a moment in life that doesn't look dramatic. No fireworks, no big announcement, no one claps for you, but inside, something shifts. It is quiet, it is personal, and it is powerful. This is the moment when you stop making excuses, you stop blaming others, you stop waiting, and you simply decide, enough. That moment changes everything. Part 20, the battle within. The hardest part of transformation is not the outside world, it's the internal battle. One voice says, stay comfortable, don't risk it. What if you fail? The other voice says, grow, try, you're capable of more. Every day, these voices compete, and your future depends on which one you choose to follow. Part 21. Becoming unrecognizable. Real change is not small. It is not just waking up earlier, reading more, exercising. That's just the surface. Real change is when your mindset shifts, your standards rise, your identity evolves. At some point, you become unrecognizable, not to others, but to your past self. Part 22. Letting go of who you were. You cannot become someone new if you are still holding on to your old self. Let go of old habits, old fears, old labels. You are not who you were a year ago, and you don't have to stay that person. Growth requires release.